triggering change, one heartbeat at a time. Battle for Freedom. Hello everyone, this is Watson Prunier from Battle for Freedom on Mojo 5 Radio. Glad that you're joining me today as this is actually going to be a solemn day. I know the RNC has been just some very amazing speeches that we can hear, but it's solemn for me from this perspective because the fact that we have Americans who are in a very dangerous zone. My name is Watson Prunier. My website's battle4freedom.com. Also want you to pay attention to mojo50.com. This is how you are able to listen to the content that we're talking about here. But really right now, more than anything else, you probably just finished listening. If it's early in the morning, you just finished listening to Rocky Stucci in the Situation Room. If it's in the afternoon, you just finished listening to Right Now with Jim Dawes. But right now, we got a great email message that went out from, Randolph the Gray that was basically saying, prayers for every individual who's in the path of Hurricane Laura. And it's so sad because it's not only Laura that's coming in, but there's another one coming in right after. So please, folks, this is what I was watching earlier and yesterday, and I thought it was very scary in terms of what they were talking about. Let's see if I can give you the audio here. Well, this is just the imagery as you're watching this thing here of the fear of what's making landfall as you look at the imagery of this. And it's very sad because of the fact that this is only going to get worse. And there are a lot of people right now who are not prepared. My wife was talking about it. My wife and I were talking about it this morning, and she was like, did she see something about a mandatory evacuation? Yes, I know. I want to talk about guttereal noises and unavoidable regressive imagery. Well, I'm going to be talking about the guttural noises that are affecting a lot of Americans and everything like that in this country. But more than anything else right now, folks, let's put our politics aside. Put your partisans to, you're not a Democrat, you're not a Republican, you're not a Libertarian, you're neither of those. Right now, I just want you to be an American. More than anything else, I want you to be a human being. Join me, if you will, in praying for the people who are in the path of this disaster, because lives will be lost. Yesterday, when I was looking at this, it was a Category 4 with 145 mile an hour winds. 140 mile an hour winds. This morning, it sits up to 150 miles an hour. Heavenly Father, we just want to lift up to the people and the potential victims, or soon-to-be victims, of this devastating storm. Lord God, at the end of the day, we know that you are sovereign and you can take care of whomever you want to. And if it's appointed for a person to die, you have appointed their time when they're going to leave this earth. Unfortunately, some may leave it violently. Some may leave it tragically. And Lord, I'm praying for the survivors. I'm praying for the EMT. I'm praying for the first responders who will go into these devastated areas, these devastated towns, these devastated communities and states. Please, Lord, give them strength. Give them extra courage, give them extra endurance and sustenance, Lord God, and just the ability to look beyond the devastation and continue to pursue searching for life. So, Father, we're just praying, please, Lord, help them, guide them, direct them. In Jesus' name, amen. I sit there, I look at this, and it's heartbreaking as I consider this. Thank you, everyone, for being part. If you want to interact, you can just basically go to facebook.com/Mojo50 Radio. I see Curtis, I see Lisa, I see Mitchell, and even Lep that's part of this this morning. Thank you for being part of those of you who've prayed. Please pray with me as we continue to hope that we will see something different that's going to come to pass with the people's lives who are going to be devastated because of this. And I think, maybe you aren't awake yet, and you need to really start your day off with some APR coffee. Did you hear that sound? That was the Factory of American Pride Roasters closing from August 24th to September 14th. Don't freak out. APR Coffee isn't going anywhere. They're doing their annual factory shutdown to reorganize, restock, and clean. You can still order from them, but your favorite coffee won't ship until September 16th, around that time. During the shutdown, they are offering the Brad's Brown Bag Blend. It's a combination of the best brown beans from Africa, Eurasia, and the Americas. Brad's Brown Bag is an unforgettably tasty blend. In order to get this new blend, just go to mojo50 and click the donate button at the top. Donate at least $25 per bag. That's a nice round number. And you will also get a free 8-ounce bag of coffee for every additional 2 pounds you order at AmericanPrideRoasters.com during their factory shutdown. Please take advantage of this limited time offer while you can. AmericanPrideRoasters.com. Yes, AmericanPrideRoasters.com started off the right way. Maybe we need to be sending shipments of American Pride Roasters to all the first responders who are going to be there helping the victims of Hurricane Laura. Seriously, folks, this is really, I'm serious. I know we had the hate-filled DNC last week. We have the love-filled and focus-filled, and I'll talk a little bit about the RNC in a bit as well too. But it's very sad to watch how badly this is taking place, and people aren't thinking anything of it. They just want to carry. They just want to carry into their politics, and lives are about to be lost. God's chastening us. God's waking us up. We have to do this better. We have to be better human beings to one another if we want to really see this thing change. Please, I'm begging you, please let this not get in the way, because it's really sad. I can't talk much more about the level of damage that's going to be consuming Texas, Louisiana. The storm's about 200 miles. Listen, folks, get out if you can. Don't make this another nightmare like Katrina, where I think it was at least 1,900 people lost their lives. Please, let's do this and do this better. I want to move a little bit further north. Jacob Blake. I want to talk about. This is very interesting because a lot of people right now they want to be angry. They want to be angry about what's taking place with Jacob Blake, and so let's see if the audio will come up on this thing here. Get my son! Get my son! Get my son! Get my son! Get my TJ! You are fuck!
Mom, get back! Mom! Mom! You have to get back!
So that is, unfortunately, Jacob Blake losing his life. Here is the thing about it is that many people don't want to recognize the fact that, again, America City is going to be burning and ensuing riots and looting and protestings. The guy had a knife. He had a knife in his hand. There was another knife in the car. They tried to tase him. He was in a confrontation with the police. This is not what you see. Of course, all they're going to show you in the beginning are the last 5 seconds of his life. Were 7 shots appropriate? No one knows. I'm not going to see. I didn't say anything the first day. I didn't say anything the second day, because I'm sure there are a lot of you right now. You're like, look at this, Watson. Another black man loses his life at the hands of the police. But every time those black men lost their lives at the hands of the police, almost every time, not every time, almost every time, they were doing something that warranted the police being there in the first place. Do you realize that his girlfriend called 911 because there was a disturbance? So if you're going to blame anyone, blame his girlfriend. Oh, Watson, why would you say that? We're supposed to be strong. We're supposed to be supporting women. Well, she called the police and the police arrived. And this is the result, him basically being shot and never walking again because of the fact that his girlfriend called the police. Oh, well, we don't want to blame the girlfriend. So then let's go blame the victim, okay? Let's talk about what he was doing. He had a knife. He already was showing physical behavior, fighting and confronting the police, not wanting to submit. Let's go back. Let's roll back to Ferguson, where Michael Brown decided that he wanted to attack the police officer. What you didn't know before he got shot was he was attacking a police officer, Officer Darren Wilson, in his car, and was punching him, tried to take his weapon, started running away. Officer Wilson tells him to come back, and he comes back charging with the same rage that he had before. But we don't want to talk about that. Black man dying at the hands of the police. Because this is, I mean, and the timing of this stuff, folks, the timing of this stuff is amazing. All of this happening, I mean, think about this. All the DNC shared last week, nothing of hope. Death, doom, and gloom. Okay? George Floyd losing his life 2 days after Joe Biden said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. We had a week of filth and garbage from the DNC. They had no hope to offer. Oh, this country is horrible. This country is negative. This country is the president's a failure. He let the cities burn and loot and everything like that. No, the Democrats let the cities burn and loot. Don't put this on the president. And even when you look at the videotapes, and you actually had Democrat senators and governors who basically said the president and Democratic congressman, the president couldn't have answered any better to the coronavirus response. 3 months later, they changed their tune because of politics, because of partisanship. So when I sit here talking to you about guttureal noises, it's because of the fact that we find the lowest form of living and conviction in people who want to be wishy-washy when it comes to basically sharing the truth. And we see the ugly side of people. And here it is. When we see with Jacob Blake, he had a weapon with him. See, the first video doesn't show you all that stuff. They deceptively edited out all the information. But now there's more data. And that still won't be enough for many of you. And now that there will also be data when we start seeing the body cams. The body cams. The governor who prematurely got out there, or was it the governor or the mayor who prematurely got out there talking about black men being shot by the police. Premature extrapolation. Premature extrapolation. It's disgusting. That's the reason why I didn't say anything in the first day. You're like, oh, watch why you quick to talk about a black man shooting a white kid who's 5 years old, but you don't want to sit here talking about another black man losing his life by the police. Of course I'm not going to do that. Why? I waited 2-3 days before I even talked about the white kid losing before Cannon Hinnant lost his life. And I waited a few days after Jacob Blake lost his life. Why? Because I wanted more of the facts. I wanted more of the information. I wasn't content to just sit here and just ramble my mouth off without having the facts, like many of you did in regard to Trayvon Martin, Breonna Taylor, Eric Garner, Michael Brown, Jacob Blake. I mean, if there was any person I'm going to, if there was any black person I'm going to give you, okay? If there's any black person I will give you who I will say did not earn to be shot because of the fact that it may have been a traffic stop, but it wasn't a full-on assault like you see with everyone, I'll give you Philando Castile. I'll give you Philando Castile. Okay? But the others, no. Even little kid in Cleveland, was it the Cleveland, Ohio area, who basically had the toy gun where he removed the orange cap that would have designated as just a toy weapon? Guys, come on here. You've known that people have the conversation with your kids about what to happen around white people and police officers. So you're telling me that these kids did not have this conversation and they weren't aware of this, that all the rap music and all the condescending speech and the negative speech that they hear from the family did not warn them? All the gutter real speeches? that did not tell you about being aware and responding and complying with the police? People losing their lives because of the fact that people don't want to use common sense. They don't want to comply. And they put themselves in situations that they shouldn't have been in the first place. And this is sad. This is very, very, very sad. He's paralyzed because of the decision that he made. I'm not jumping the bandwagon. I'm not jumping. This is not systemic racism. This is systemic stupidity. This is systemic stupidity when you choose not to comply. Let's move on to another one because of the fact that I want to go full screen on this one here because of the fact that this one was really troubling when you look at this. This is the one of the gunman, 17 years old, who's charged with first-degree intentional homicide after shooting dead 2 Black Lives Matter protesters in Kenosha. One victim is identified, and the video emerges as cops giving rifle-toting vigilantes water before the shooting. You know, the cops see. I love how you spin that, Daily Mail. I love how you spin that. That's beautiful. Let's go to the audio of the video. So this is the video that's going to show you about what's going on here. Here's a guy who's running with a rifle. Okay. He's getting hit. He got struck one time. He's getting hit again. He gets knocked. He's still running, and he falls, and they're going after him. So he starts firing. He has now, mind you, this is totally asinine. This is totally asinine. He shoots 2 individuals. You're running with the rifle, and all of a sudden, now one would say this is self-defense. Okay. Here's where I'm going to basically say I'm going to call BS on self-defense. Because I want to understand, why are you in these riots with a rifle? Why are you in these riots with a rifle? Did you live? Kyle Rittenhouse was arrested in his hometown of Antioch, charged with first-degree intentional homicide following the shooting death of 2 protesters. The complaint said the teenager fled the state of Wisconsin with the intent to avoid prosecution. Rittenhouse was assigned a public defender in Illinois, where the hearing on Friday basically will make his extradition back to Wisconsin. So here's the thing about it, though. Here's my concern on this thing here. Is you have your rifle here. Did you go into the riots, or were you leaving the riots? So I want to be careful on this. I have two opinions on this thing because it kind of concerns me. If you were a vigilante and you were basically going in to start trouble, you're guilty. But if you were defending your castle, you were abiding by castle doctrine, and you were defending your home, and this is what you were dealing with, then I'm going to basically give you, hey, you basically have the right to defend yourself. The shooting was clean. But if you went into a hostile situation with a rifle to basically execute justice, if you thought you were the Green Arrow, am I tired of the looters? Yes, I'm tired of the looters. But is vigilantism the way to solve this? I'm going to basically say it's up to you, and whatever your situation is, I'm not going to say that I'm going to justify vigilantism. These people who want to destroy, these people who want to be monsters and bums, guess what? Justice will be met out to them. See, right now, a lot of crimes and things like that have taken place. Horrific activities that we may never even hear of that's taking place in Louisiana. And unfortunately, there will be casualties. There will be unfortunate individuals who will experience pain, devastation, and destruction in the direction of those who are in the face of Hurricane Laura. But understand this too. The people who got away with murder, the people who got away, there will be innocent casualties. There will be, unfortunately, a lot of collateral damage in the wake of this. But understand, the people who were unrepentant, who committed crimes, who were looting, who were robbing, who were raping, who were stealing, and the cities let them back out on the streets, they may be facing their judgment today. If they don't turn around and they don't repent, if they don't fall to their knees begging God for forgiveness, not just to escape Hurricane Laura, but to escape the penalty and the judgment of hell. For those who are willing to recognize, I have not lived a right life. I'm not repentant now because of the hurricane on the way. I'm repentant now because of the fact that I recognize I have not done right by humanity. I have not done what was called to me to be a decent human being. And you know what? I need to change my disposition. I need to change my disposition now. So I guess the jury's out for now with me on this thing with this person, because I guess I just need a little bit more facts on this before I can make a final judgment. I need a little bit more facts on this, because I believe that there's so much more that's taking place, and we need to have this discussion. We need to talk, and we need to know a little bit more. Why were you there? Honestly, it just seems so awkward that a long arm is all you had in his hand. But he's 17 years old, so I mean, maybe this is the only weapon that he had. Until we get more facts and understanding this, and the comment about them giving water to these kids before the shooting, that's just because you're trying to say that the cops basically sanctioned the shootings. Nice try, Daily Mail. Nice try, reporter. Completely inappropriate and completely beneath you. May have to find another news source, but it's very difficult to find one in this day and age where a lot of partisanship is driving the news. It's a lot of editorialism rather than fact mentioning. I guess they don't want to be relegated to 280 characters in their news reporting, so they've got to embellish and move the titles more. Very unfortunate. It's a very scary video. It says a whole lot more. Let's move a little bit more towards the sanctified folks out in Hollywood. Here's one. Bette Midler. I'm sure you heard about this. Bette Midler's branded as racist by Piers Morgan after saying Melania Trump still can't speak English in a Twitter tirade during the First Lady's RNC speech. Bette Midler called Melania Trump an illegal alien in Twitter, and she widely was criticized after mocking the Slovenian-born First Lady's accent. Even critics of Donald Trump said the remark was an unfair personal attack. Since then, Bette Midler has tracked back what she's had to say, but what's very unfortunate here is this is from the community that says it's supposed to be tolerant. You want your war on women is on full display. Think about this. They attacked Tara Reid, who was a victim. They attacked and shut down the narrative of Tara Reid like that. But still, 2 years later, we're talking about Christy Blasey Ford, about being this strong and visionary and successful woman and brave woman for coming out and telling her story. Tara Reid comes in, you shut the bleep up. Very interesting. And I had a chance to listen to the speech. Don McIzzo was playing the speech from Melania Trump. I've been so busy trying to recover from so much right now that I'm slowly capturing things that are going on, because just trying to help my family just get readjusted to a lot of the different transitions we've been making. But I'm not going to lie to you. From what I heard, and I'm going to go back, I'm going to listen to it again, Melania Trump's speech was amazing. Melania Trump's speech was amazing, and it was very inspirational and also very calculated. And I'm telling you what's beautiful, it wasn't gutter. It was real. It wasn't gutter. It was real. What Bette Midler said was gutter. The real gutter. Garbage. See, they say what defiles a person, the Bible says what defiles a person is not what goes into him, but what comes out. From out of the heart proceeds the nature and the reality of who people are. And for Bette Midler to attack her like this, thank you. You really proved to us who you are. Let's do this. I'm going to talk a little bit more when we get back, because Bette Midler wasn't the only person who attacked Melania. You also even had Cardi B. So I'm going to talk about her when we get back from the flip side. I'm your host, Watson Prunier. Talk to you in a bit.
I love American Pride Roasters in the morning. It really gets me off to work.
AmericanPrideRoasters.com. AmericanPrideRoasters.com.
Why have thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith Publishing to publish their book? Because Christian Faith Publishing is an author-friendly publisher who understands that your labor is more than just a book. We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process, professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the publishing industry. And as always, you will retain 100% of the rights to your book.
I was looking to find a company that I could trust, one that assisted in the editing process completely.
The most important qualities that I was looking for was a publisher who was honest and upfront, no hidden costs or fees, and owning the rights to my own work.
Christian Faith Publishing will publish, market, and sell your books in all major bookstores, online booksellers, as well as specialty Christian bookstores. Call for your free author submission kit.
800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. That's 800-978-4812.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395.
Hi, it's Doc Thompson for Matthew 25 Ministries. Matthew 25 Ministries is one of the few charities I'll actually endorse because I know them. I've worked with them, and I know almost all of the money that you donate goes to help people. Go to m25m.org. M25M.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Watson Prenate from Battle for Freedom on Mojo 5 Radio. My website's www.battle4freedom.com. I also want you to go to mojo50.com. Listen, folks, this is, you're talking about guttureal noises, the unavoidable regressive imagery. Again, first segment I talked about, I was praying for, and I did pray. I hope you, if you haven't and you want to pray, you don't know what to say, go back to the first segment of where I prayed for the people that are down there. And maybe you just need some focus. I'm going to go through a lot of the sponsors right now in terms of us sharing out and helping the people who are in need, who need our prayers, who need our support right now more than anything else. This is very important. I want to go with the people who are going to need healing in the midst of this. This is going to be tragic, folks. This is going to be tragic. Does it seem like your mind often shuts down before it even starts? Sounds like you need to detox to improve your health in body, mind, and spirit. I'd like to tell you about New Life Holistic. It is an amazing therapy process that uses neurofeedback and biofeedback for many issues that ails everyone. New Life's approach to health, balance, energy, and vitality is what sets it apart from anything you have ever experienced before. Call 1-833-4-BIO-LIFE and tell them Watson from Battle for Freedom sent you. One more thing. Give them the code MOJO50 and save $50 off of your first session. The consult is free. New Life Holistic. Call them today. Yes, call New Life Holistic. Not only that, I want you to understand this. Now, my next sponsor I'm going to share with you is Cat Coolers. And this is very interesting because of the fact that maybe those of you who don't have one, well, let me just get into the Cat Coolers thing, and we'll talk more about what I want to say later from that. When the world is going to hell in a handbasket, you need rugged. You need strong. You need durable. You need Cat Coolers. These are the best coolers on the market in 27, 55, and 88 quart. Go to catcoolers.com and give them the code Watson to save 10% on your purchase. Don't settle for those substandard containers that melt, leak, and destroy your memorable moments. Tell them that Watson from Battle for Freedom sent you. Cat Coolers. And the last one I want to share with you is this, and it is Patriot Energy. There's going to be a lot of power outages. Well, now, before I get into Patriot Energy, Cat Coolers, maybe you already have one, but you have family members down there who probably need 7 days of keeping their things cold. please. Sometimes it's times like this where we have a chance that we can go down and make a difference. You want to be part of the different groups that are going to provide the rescuing and making sure that people can survive this. Turn around and go look into getting yourself an extra cat cooler. Give them the code Watson, save 10% on your purchase, and start shipping those cat coolers down there. I am certain that this will be useful to them. But let's even talk about the issue of power that will be needed by these individuals as we go through the next devastation. Are your energy bills getting out of hand and you want to unplug from the grid? Consider Patriot Energy, a local veteran-owned solar company. You need honesty, integrity, and clarity. These markers are essential in the ever-growing solar industry. Call 602-721-6717 for a free quote. Tell them that Watson from Battle for Freedom on Mojo 50 Radio sent you. That number is 602-721-6717. Call Patriot Energy today. Yes, call them today and let's make a difference, because it's going to be hell. It's going to be hell down there, and we're praying that we can do something to make things a lot easier for the people who are going through the devastation. Let's get back to the gutterness of what happened. Again, hearing the speech from Melania Trump was it was inspiring and calculated. But here was one I want to talk about. The next one, and this is someone. It's very interesting. Someone who crawled out of the gutter to make gutter nonsense about the First Lady, trying to talk about some decisions that the First Lady has made in her past, and that's Cardi B. Where Cardi B say, didn't she used to sell that WAP? Cardi B posts a naked photo of First Lady Melania Trump following the RNC speech. Basically, the Republican Republican pundit Deanna Lorraine tweeted that America needs far more women like Melania Trump and far less like Cardi B Tuesday night. Cardi B responded by sharing an old modeling photo of a nude Melania. And see and understand, WAP stands for wet ass, wet arse, or whatever way you want to say this, sensitive parts or private parts, which is coined by the Grammy award-winning rapper in her sex-positive anthem featuring Megan Thee Stallion. The First Lady gave, now understand this, that Cardi B can turn around and go to the gutter. See, your war on women. Between Bette Midler talking about her being an illegal alien, you want to talk about xenophobia. You want to talk about xenophobic. Hey, remember? Hey, have you heard the video where Joe Biden talks about the fact that you can't go to a 7-Eleven or one of these convenience store, you can't work this unless you have a slight Indian accent? Don't want to talk about that xenophobic statement. Well, you're going to elect him because Orange Man bad. I mean, you're sitting here, you're saying that Donald Trump, he said all you have is he said he's going to grab them, and he said Mexicans are bad, and he went after that judge. He do it to intimidate the judge. Because you have to build the arguments for him. I'm telling you, we don't have to go far into the gutter of the Democrat Party and liberal media and the progressive left to find the gutter words and actions and statements against people of character or against people who are trying. Because if you sit here and you want to talk about people's past, about the poor decisions that they've made in the past, and you want to keep bringing that stuff up, You've got to go to the naked photos. Now, mind you, because y'all don't want to talk about Barack Obama smoking pot. You don't want to sit there. You don't want to talk about Barack Obama's socialist tendencies past. You don't want to sit there and you don't want to go to the stuff in the past of Michelle Obama's life. But we can talk about this First Lady. You don't want to sit there. You don't want to sit there and talk about Kamala Harris. But you know what? There was no problem sitting here going over Sarah Palin. It's very disgusting to watch the level. I can see Russia from here. Everybody kept thinking that it was Sarah Palin who said that I can see Russia from my house. It was Tina Fey who said it. But most of you took that and you bought it like it was something that Sarah Palin herself said. There was no problem. There was no problem going to the gutter against Sarah Palin because she was a white woman for the Republican Party. But now you have this black woman, Kamala Harris. No, you can't go to the gutter. And understand, there's been a lot of stuff pushed out about Kamala Harris, And yes, she's had a very sordid, disgusting past. She's made some very unfortunate decisions. Now, I don't think Melania was selling her WAP, but there's evidence of Kamala Harris doing that. But we can't go there. It's so beneath us, right? Why do the standards change? And Republicans, conservatives, and Christians are obligated to live up to a standard that many of you high-minded, sophisticated, and more highly moral individuals don't have to comply with. Why? See, that's when the gutter rules start applying and you are so inconsistent in the ways of what you preach because you can't practice what you preach. And this is disgusting. Cardi B, we already know that you're nasty. You only proved it on national TV. Will you walk back? Will you track back what you were saying? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But it's very unfortunate that right now, here, Melania Trump, I mean, think about it. Bette Midler, she can't speak English. The woman speaks 5 languages. And you know what? You speak 2. One of them is barely English and the other one is full on hate. Full on jealousy. You're irrelevant now, Bette Midler. So you have to go into the gutter. You have to basically get so dirt down. I mean, and the imagery, they're not hiding it anymore. They're not hiding. Folks, what the left is doing, what they're saying. What you're doing right now is what you could supposedly condemned Donald Trump of supposedly doing, allegedly doing. But for some strange reason, you standing up and actually being people of character, being people of substance, that doesn't matter anymore. And it's unfortunate because the gutter is out. The gutter is out. All that, you know what they call this? The Democrats call this the Republican national chaos. I'm basically saying it was a Democratic it was a Democrat guttered convention. It was the DGC. Not the DNC, national. No, not national. It was all gutter. It was all gutter. And it's very unfortunate that many of you right now still, even after all that hate, love Trump's hate, right? Really? You remember that message it used to say? Love Trump's hate. But all we saw last week from the DNC, all we saw for the last 3-4 years from the DNC, from the liberal media is hate, hate, hate. Mike Pence. Now you're going to attack Mike Pence. You know, even when you had, what was it on The View, where Joy Behar, I think, attacks Mike Pence's daughter because he actually doesn't want to be alone with another woman because he values his relationship with his wife, his marriage with his wife above more than anything else. He's bestowing honor and respect to his wife, the most important woman in his life. He is treating the closest woman in his life with so much respect and reverence. But you gutter folk, you gutter trash, you can't appreciate. You're so hell-bent on hate that you can't recognize when a man is glorifying a woman. And he is lifting her up to a high standard because he is following his Lord's command to love his wife like Christ loved the church. But you guys got to go low. You have to go low. It's all you know. Cardi B, thank you for just being Cardi B. Thank you for being you. Yes, I know you're responding to some ignorant statement by somebody else. That's fine. I understand. This was one I saw that was really interesting too. This was CNN. The convention put a feminist veneer over a party that has long been hostile to the rights of women, and a president who stands accused of sexual harassment, which he denies, has bragged about grabbing a woman's genitals, calls women he dislikes all manner of derogatory names, and has boasted about refusing to so as much change a diaper because raising children is women's work. Opinion by Jill Filipovic. See, this is the nonsense that comes from CNN. Gutter stuff, okay? Staying in the gutter, okay? And again, a lot of these things are alleged. Hey, Jill, did you say anything about Joe Biden? Hey, you know, let me do that. Let me see if I can do that right now. As I'm working through these things, let's go and see if we can find Jill. And Jill, did you actually say anything about Joe Biden? Basically, CNN, Jill Filipovich, and let's see if you actually said Joe Biden. Let's see if there's anything there about you saying anything about Joe Biden. Huh. Oh, wait. No, she didn't. No, she didn't. Okay, folks, let's enjoy this. Let's enjoy this article. Now, mind you, so Tara Reid is who came out this past March, okay, February, March area of 2020. Now she says, oh, very interesting. Joe Biden is a man of heart and purpose, but he shouldn't be president. Wow, this is very interesting. She talks about there's a lot of bright things, but things went downhill. So actually there may be some consistency on this journalist. She says he's an affable guy. It's no secret why people like him and why so many connect with him. His story of familial love and loss. He is a comforting figure, especially in a time when the world seems topsy-turvy and we have a president who has steered America so far away from our ideals. President Trump's break things, norms, the rules, American democracy, but even possible laws, though he denies it. It's very interesting how you sit here continually talking about, because I would love to find a little bit more. I'm gonna look her up and see if we can find her now. Jill, what did you have to say once you heard about Tara Reid? Did you continue saying that Joe Biden should be president? Did you continue to, because you're saying that, do you say that he denies? As we hear about, because if you're silent on Joe Biden and Tara Reid, Jill, we've got some problems. You've got some splaining to do. But let's get back into the gutter. Let's get back into the gutter mentality of a lot of these individuals who want to turn around, attack people. And let's go into this one here. This is about an angry mob. And this is what's happening in, let's go back to Kenosha for a little bit, because it talked about the gunman, where he could be wrong, where he may have a right to stand his ground. But here's a person who's trying to defend themselves. And this is unfortunate. Check this out. Oh, no. This is something different. This is angry mob. Angry mob decides that they want to turn around and start bothering people. White silence is violence. Aggressive mob of white BLM protesters threaten and film white diners at a DC restaurant and demand they raise their fists and show solidarity with them or else. You hear that? Are you a Christian? Did you hear that? Are you a Christian is what she said. As they're demanding that people raise their arms in solidarity or else. I mean, seriously, folks, this is what you accused Donald Trump of doing when he was elected. I'd have no more rights, taking away my rights. I'm being oppressed. I'm going to be a victim. Here are people who are just trying to eat their food, and you have people who are going in there. See, you know that aggressive tendency you say that white people have? Look, it's the Black Lives Matter. This is the Antifa. It's the progressive liberals who are showing you the gutter trash behavior that assaults people and basically violates people's personal space. You remember how we used to always talk about, oh, I want a safe space? You think these protesters, you think these violators, you think these rioters and these looters are providing safe spaces for American citizens? You were pushing safe space for so long, but now you're completely silent on the matter. Shame on you. Shame on you in your silence. As we watch this nonsense take place over and over and over again, they have nothing better to do than to be violent-tempered individuals. violent tempered individuals. Let's leave Wisconsin, Kenosha alone for a little bit. Let's go back over to Seattle, because I don't want to forget about Seattle. This one really here, you want to talk about gutter? You want to talk about trash? Check this one out here. Seattle cops accused protesters of attempted murder after they tried to trap officers inside the burning precinct using quick, dry cement. They basically stacked up plywood and tried to cover their attempts using umbrellas to block the cameras. Officers were able to smash the door down and escape. Police leaders have accused protesters of attempted murder. One person was arrested Monday in connection with the arson. The police department said one officer was injured during the protests. Injured during... Do you see that? Quick, dry cement, because of the fact that they were trying to lock the police officers in a burning building. They tried to block themselves. You see, you're supposed to be cowards. You're supposed to be anti-fascist. You're supposed to be against. You are supposed to be against everything that's wrong and evil. And you're carrying on in unbelievably evil behavior. Where are you? Where are you? The silence. See, where are you, churches? Black Lives Matter churches, black and white, who want to raise the banner of solidarity with the black people? The Fortune 500, the Fortune 200, and all these different big conglomerations. We want to be in solidarity with black people. Nothing in the emails, nothing in the exchanges, nothing, no memos condemning looting, rioting. We want solidarity, like mobs solidarity. Let us be in solidarity. Do you realize that the people who feel so compelled to start attacking people in diners, you know, right now they're attacking white people. What stops them from attacking black people? When black people do, oh, wait, they are doing that. They do that to people like me and other Uncle Tom's, quote unquote, sellouts, who don't want to vote Democrat, who don't want to support the victimhood mentality, who escaped the plantation. You're watching this and you're silent as they continue. Oh, because you feel compelled to attack them because of the fact that other black people attack them. So it's okay to attack them, right? But God forbid a white conservative say anything about a black person, about a woman, about a Hispanic, about an immigrant. God forbid they say anything, because that's when all mayhem is off, and we have nothing else to say except that the world is so racist and it's all caused by Donald Trump. The xenophobia, the racism, the sexism. You don't realize that the people that you're empowering to be so vicious and vile will soon turn that energy on you. Here's one. Let's go to this one here. And this one is... This one's another disgusting one as we sit here watching this thing here. And I want to go to this one here. Store owner who's attacked.
This poor man got his business caught on fire.
70-year-old man knocked out cold by looters as he tries to protect his store during Kenosha riots.
I'm sorry, sir.
As a pizza worker whose restaurant was trashed, asked rioters, are you trying to get Trump reelected?
I'm trying to stop Dude, I'm going to help this guy. I don't give a beat up.
Here it is. They're trying to protect his store. And they knock him out. You tell me.
They just threw a bottle at this guy.
You tell me, how does this in any way? Hey, let's loot, let's steal. Because this right here.
Hey, no!
This.
No!
Yeah. There you go. 70-year-old man. 70-year-old man
Are you okay?
attacked. This 70-year-old man attacked, not out. Folks, this is what you sanctioned. Churches, when you were silent about the barbarism of the left the barbarism of the black community, the barbarism of Antifa, the barbarism of Black Lives Matter. The gutter, I replace gutter with barbarism and make them interchangeable. When you churches who are sitting there talking about the plight against black people, but you're silent about this, God will judge you. God will judge you. You are silent. Let's lay down. Let's find out how long this 70-year-old man was knocked out for defending his life's work. And let us lay down inside solidarity for this man who's knocked out cold by bums, by hoodlums, by N-words. Yes. Whew, almost said it. You know what? I think Ron and Beth, you need to probably make that word give you a fine. Yeah, he'd probably just give it to me and Stan Levy. And actually even now Richard Leonard from the 5 o'clock show of Patriotically Correct. If we decide to drop the N-bomb and say it in full-fledged format, hit us with a $25 or $50 fine. Oh, this is disgusting here as I sit there watching this. 70 years old, knocked down. Hopefully we can be in solidarity with him. Solidarity. Hey, check this one out. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's son, Adam, 28, is charged with assault with a deadly weapon and faces 10 years in jail for stabbing his 60-year-old neighbor 7 times over a trash can dispute in June. So this is very interesting because of the fact that as you watch this, on June 9th, the incident with neighbor Ray Windsor, 60, got into an argument with Adam about helping his grandmother take in the trash cans. Adam responded by stabbing Windsor 7 times, resulting in a fractured skull. On Tuesday, he was charged with 3 felony counts of assault with a deadly weapon and a felony count of carrying a dirk or a dagger. If convicted as charged, he faces a maximum sentence of 9 years and 8 months in state prison. So, you know what? You think that possibly his son, you think that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's son was probably filled with a lot of hatred, a lot of the pre-programming. Fight the power, fight the power, fight the white power, fight the white people. I mean, isn't the language almost interchangeable? When you start bringing out the gutter behavior and you start making it legitimate to actually attack people like this. Let's go to a positive note, 2 positive notes as we get close to closing this one. I want to celebrate millennials. Millennials are fleeing big city life for the country where they are snapping up cheap old houses on Instagram for as little as $18,000. And as more and more work from home amid the pandemic. You know, and it basically is Cheap Old Houses, a popular Instagram account that advertises cheap historic fixer-upper homes across America, all priced under $100,000. Millennials are turning to the popular feed to uproot their lives and purchase homes, often sight unseen amid rising costs of living in major city. The account has seen a massive surge in followers since the pandemic as a small town lifestyle becomes increasingly alluring to a remote workforce. In 2018, millennials represented the largest group of home buyers, and are slated to outpace other generations in 2020. So that's because I'm moving positive. I'm moving positive here, and I really want to go into the attitude of gratitude because of the fact that it's just the only way to come out of the gutter of all that other stuff. If you have a story that you want to share with me, I'm trying to end my programs off on a positive note. Send your story to b4faog@gmail.com. Here's one I want to share, and it was really cute. And this is with a father and a son on a golf course. I don't know if you've seen this one. Do you need home repair? But no, that's the wrong one. I don't want that one. I already did spend a little, save a lot. I want this one here. So here's a little boy, Rocco Figueretti. He hits the shot.
Get there. Get in the hole. Go in the hole. What?
A hole in stinking one.
Rocco, you just hit a hole in one.
4-year-old was golfing with his dad Mario at Ogle Bay Park, West Virginia. Neither Mario nor Rocco could believe he made a shot and sounded stunned. Mario says Rocco practices his swing regularly in the yard beginning last year. A 4-year-old hits a hole in one. This is
Hit the ball!
This is amazing. I've golfed all my life. I've come within.
We'll recreate it.
I've come within 4 inches of the hole, or within, actually, I think even within 2 inches of the hole. So close to a hole in one, but I've never hit a hole in one in my life. This 4-year-old kid gets it done. Amazing. So, way to go, Rocco. Listen, I'm your host, Watson Prunier from Battle4Freedom on Mojo Fiber Radio. I appreciate you listening in and following up. Listen, Brad Staggs and Daily Mojo's up next. Take a listen to them, folks. I'm your host, Watson Prunier. I'm out.